Prince Andrew's woes continue to mount today as sources claim the scandal-prone prince will never return to the royal fold in the wake of further revelations released in the so-called Epstein files. The newly unsealed documents, which relate to a New York defamation lawsuit, name the disgraced Duke 69 times and accuse him of committing acts of abuse and taking part in an underage. The Duke has always denied any wrongdoing. However, it's believed the files have only strengthened King Charles's resolve in keeping his brother out of the spotlight. Insiders now claim the king is moving forward with his plans to evict his brother from the Royal Lodge, giving him until the end of the year to pack his bags. While Andrew may well feel sorry for himself, it's clear other senior royals are firmly in the king's camp.
And William certainly was one of those who, a couple of years ago, when the Queen really wanted to let Andrew, the late Queen, wanted to let Andrew take part in the Garter ceremony at Windsor, he said, no, absolutely not. Look, if he is allowed to take part in the ceremony, I will not. He actually issued an ultimatum, we understand. So I think he will be absolutely standing resolute with his father and saying, no way back.
So for a very long time, ladies and gentlemen, Meghan and Harry had dominated the headlines in terms of royal family drama, but now due to certain documents being released, obviously to do with Epstein, Prince Andrew is now taking the headlines. Granted, it won't be for as long as Meghan and Harry, because as we all know, Andrew's situation is something the mainstream media want people to forget about as soon as possible. You know what? They've probably got their fingers crossed hoping Meghan and Harry say something stupid, which, let's be honest, won't take long either. But Prince Andrew, as I'm sure a lot of you know who have looked into these documents, has been named quite a few times. I say quite a few times, that's a massive understatement. It was around 125 times. We all know about his alleged situation with Virginia Giuffre and his connections, his relationship with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And due to all of this now, it seems like his royal life is well and truly over, because the BBC are now reporting that his return is less likely than ever. Oh no, let's get the violins out. Anyway, before we carry on with this one, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video, helps the video get pushed out in the algorithm. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this BBC article. Prince Andrew's return is less likely than ever after Nightmare New Year. For Prince Andrew, it's been a terrible 2024 so far. Oh, how terrible. From awful headlines being reported to the police, demands for him to lose his Windsor home, that's just this week. At Christmas, he was basking in the glow of the royal family, appearing before the public after a Sandringham church service, back in the fold. But a few days later, he was appearing in the much harsher light of the US court documents about offender Jeffrey Epstein. Much of the information in the unsealed court papers was already known, but once again it raises the long embarrassing shadow of his involvement in the circle of the disgraced financer. What was he doing with these people? Yes, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What was he doing with these people? It's more than 4 years since Prince Andrew stepped down from royal duties, but if anything, he now seems further away than ever from any prospect of rehabilitation and a return to public life. This underscores the fact that this hasn't gone away despite the new reign and will continue to tarnish this generation of the royals, says Anna Whitelock, professor of the history of the modern monarchy at City University of London. This week, Prince Andrew faced a wall of hostile newspaper front pages calling for his removal from royal life. Anti-monarchist group Republic reported him to the police about allegations in the Epstein files, saying there was no clear justification for taking no action, but the Metropolitan Police says it is not launching an investigation. And if anyone has forgotten the excruciating Newsnight interview, Netflix is soon turning it into a film, oh boy, which once again will have people talking about not sweating and pizzas. He's gone from a working royal to the woking royal, and for some reason, I don't know why, but there are people out there who genuinely feel sorry for this man. You know, they sit there and they say, oh, this is getting too much now. He's been mentioned too much. Leave him alone. Well, how dare somebody face consequences for their actions? What a thing. I mean, apparently, according to rumors as well, King Charles is also feeling, or was feeling, a little bit sorry for him. There is no doubt that King Charles would have probably hoped for a better start going into 2024, says royal commentator Professor Pauline McLaren. This is especially so because there have been rumors that he was feeling sorry for his brother and trying to rehabilitate him a little. If the rumors were true, I imagine King Charles may be seeing this latest news as quite a big setback, says Professor McLaren of Royal Holloway, University of London. Wow, yeah, it's truly heartbreaking. It really is. I'm sure a lot of you are doing the same with the violin, right? Yours is probably broken. by now. Andrew has obviously denied the allegations, settled it all in court, which raised a lot of eyebrows. But if you take a look at the documents itself, it just shows you how close Epstein and Andrew may have actually been. But what's emerging from the files, which are still being released in batches, is an impression of the sheer scale of the contacts between Epstein and Prince Andrew. This includes a claim by Joanna Lessie, who managed Epstein's residence in Florida, that Prince Andrew spent weeks at the Palm Beach mansion having daily massages. Also significant in the testimony of Joanna Soberg, who provides an independent witness to Prince Andrew being with Virginia Giuffre, who later sued and settled with Prince Andrew in a civil sole claim. It challenges Prince Andrew's assertion in his Newsnight interview that I have no recollection of ever meeting this lady, none whatsoever. So it's very interesting times, right? I imagine Prince Andrew doesn't like all this news being out there. I think a few weeks ago it was reported that he's actually in torment over these documents being released, because we must feel sorry for these people, apparently. And I imagine, again, this news story will be forgotten in a couple of weeks' time. The mainstream media will put something out there and everybody will move on. But apparently, according to the New York Post, King Charles may be prepared to cut off Prince Andrew's security funding at Royal Lodge over Epstein document dump. Prince Andrew could be soon forced out of the Royal Lodge and have his private security funding yanked away from his brother King Charles after being named in the latest Jeffrey Epstein document dump, according to a report. The disgraced Duke of York has resided at the royal residence located on the grounds of Windsor Castle since 2004 after signing a 75-year lease agreement the year prior. But sources told the Daily Mail that the latest developments in the Epstein document unsealing could indeed crystallize King Charles' determination to solve the Andrew problem. When it comes to any public role for his brother, there is no way back, an insider told the outlet. There has always been an agreement that Andrew would be permitted to attend private and family events, as is his right, but not public or official ones. That has not changed, the source added. And in my opinion, I think this should obviously happen. To keep ties with somebody like Prince Andrew is only going to destroy the reputation of the royal family, and I think they understand this. It's just whether they can actually push him away, because obviously he is part of the royal family. But if the king wants to get off to a good start when the whole world is watching, they're watching to see how he does, how he manages the family, can he fill such large shoes? To keep somebody around like that isn't a good look whatsoever, and we could get more documents in the future, who knows, with more information. And the more information we do get, and if it gets more damning, then the image of the king keeping Andrew around, yeah, that's only going to decrease, because the eyes of the public are heavily on the Epstein case. It's been something that people have wanted to see for such a long time, and the more people dive deep into it, the more that people see what's going on. They'll see the king keeping Andrew around and think, wait, hold on, what's going on? Why is he keeping him around? And then on the other hand, you know, you have the royal family fans who say, no, this is too much, Andrew shouldn't go through this. And I think those people are the ones, and I could be wrong here, some of them could be watching and they may disagree with me, but I think a lot of those people haven't dived deep into the whole Epstein case and seen how far it goes, what happened, who was involved. And I think if they did that, maybe, just maybe, they might change their tune. This isn't something you just sweep under the rug because, I don't know, he was the late Queen's quote-unquote favorite son. This is a huge thing and shouldn't be taken lightly. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this whole situation. Do you think Andrew will ever get a return to royal life? He shouldn't, but do you think he will? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed today, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.